Have you ever experienced the joy of witnessing spring come to life, or perhaps found yourself enchanted by the innocent simplicity of childhood moments captured in art? William Bouguereau, one of the most celebrated painters of the 19th century, masterfully conveyed both these ideas in two of his iconic paintings, Le Printemps, 1858, and The Nut Gatherers, 1882. But what do these works really tell us about beauty, innocence, and the passage of time? In today's video, we'll dive deep into both of these masterpieces, exploring their meaning, historical context, and why they continue to captivate audiences today. Let's take a closer look at Bouguereau's remarkable ability to transport us into worlds of idealized beauty and tender moments. Painted in 1858, Le Printemps, French for spring, is an exceptional example of Bouguereau's technical brilliance and his ability to convey idealized beauty. The painting depicts a young woman standing serenely amid lush, blooming flowers, her long, flowing white gown a visual contrast to the vibrant colors of the natural world surrounding her. Her hands cradle a bouquet of fresh blossoms, the soft petals almost tangible in their delicacy. Bouguereau's meticulous attention to detail is clear in the way the light interacts with the figure and the environment, creating an almost photographic realism that was revolutionary for its time. For art lovers, Le Printemps is a celebration of beauty and youth, evoking the essence of the spring season, a time of renewal, hope, and the promise of new beginnings. The figure in the painting, bathed in the warm glow of sunlight, seems almost ethereal, a goddess-like figure embodying the rejuvenating forces of nature itself. The precision of her features, from the curve of her face to the texture of her flowing hair, shows Bouguereau's extraordinary skill in rendering the human form with grace and clarity. What does Le Printemps really mean? It's not just a beautiful portrait of a young woman holding flowers. It's a symbolic representation of spring itself, an allegorical figure embodying the renewal that accompanies the changing seasons. In a way, Bouguereau uses this figure as a metaphor for the cyclical nature of life. Just as spring follows winter, bringing with it the blossoming of life, so too does the figure of the woman seem to promise rebirth and transformation. The flowers in her hands represent fertility and growth, reinforcing the connection between nature's cycles and human life. For many art historians and critics, Le Printemps is seen as a meditation on purity, youth, and the fleeting beauty of life. The light that bathes the figure reflects an idealized world, one that emphasizes harmony, tranquility, and grace. The woman's expression is serene and composed, suggesting a deeper contemplation of the world around her, as though she is in tune with nature's rhythms. Her calm demeanor invites viewers to stop and appreciate the natural world and its seasonal cycles, asking us to find peace in the moment of renewal that spring symbolizes. This painting was created at a time when French art was dominated by academicism, a tradition that emphasized strict techniques and idealized representations of the human form. Bouguereau, known for his mastery of realism, was deeply committed to these techniques, and his works were celebrated for their precision and naturalism. Le Printemps reflects the cultural atmosphere of mid-19th century France, a time when romanticism and realism were in full swing, but Bouguereau's style remained rooted in classical traditions. At the same time, Bouguereau's work also resonates with the broader context of the French society in which it was created. The mid-1800s were a period of significant change in France, with the rise of industrialization, the tensions between urban and rural lifestyles, and the coming shift towards more modern artistic movements, such as Impressionism. Bouguereau's ability to capture a peaceful, idealized rural beauty in the midst of these societal shifts speaks to a longing for a more harmonious world, untouched by the complexities and fast-paced nature of modernity. Critics of the time admired Bouguereau for his technical brilliance, even as the early Impressionists criticized his adherence to classical methods. However, even those critical of Bouguereau's approach could not deny the lasting appeal of his ability to capture beauty with incredible precision. As for Le Printemps today, the painting is housed in a private collection, and though it's not often on public display, it is a part of Bouguereau retrospectives around the world. Art lovers can find it in exhibitions that focus on the artist's role in 19th-century French art, as well as in collections that emphasize the technical mastery of the realist and academic traditions. Moving forward to 1882, The Nut Gatherers presents a starkly different subject yet maintains Bouguereau's hallmark focus on realism and the human form. This painting depicts two young girls in a forest, gathering nuts. The serene woodland setting, combined with the delicate rendering of the children's expressions, reveals Bouguereau's ability to transform a simple, everyday task into an emotionally charged moment. The girls' clothing, the soft light filtering through the trees, and the lush, natural surroundings are captured in exquisite detail, allowing the viewer to feel as though they, too, are standing in the dappled shade of the forest. The girls' expressions are a mixture of innocence, curiosity, and joy, capturing the very essence of childhood. One girl is gazing directly at the viewer, her gentle smile evoking a sense of playfulness, while the other is lost in the act of collecting nuts, focused on the task at hand. This seemingly simple moment is elevated by Bouguereau's extraordinary skill in creating textures, particularly in the skin tones and the realism of the natural environment. But what deeper meaning lies beneath the surface of The Nut Gatherers? At first glance, it might seem like a pastoral scene depicting two children at play, but it's more than that. For many, this painting represents an idealized, innocent childhood, untouched by the harsh realities of the adult world. Bouguereau's portrayal of these girls, absorbed in such a simple yet timeless task, reminds us of the purity of youth and the fleeting nature of innocence. The girls' interaction with nature suggests harmony and unity with the world around them, an almost utopian vision of life before the complexities of adulthood. The peaceful, idyllic setting contrasts sharply with the industrialization that was sweeping through Europe during the late 19th century. In this way, Bouguereau's work becomes a form of escape, a moment of refuge in a simpler, more harmonious world. For art critics and historians, The Nut Gatherers is also seen as a reflection on the passing of time and the inevitability of change. Just as the seasons shift from spring to summer, childhood too passes into adulthood, but in the moment captured in the painting, the innocence and beauty of youth are preserved. The painting asks us to pause and appreciate the simplicity of these fleeting moments, those small but meaningful experiences that shape who we are. By 1882, Bouguereau had firmly established himself as one of the leading painters of the academic tradition, and The Nut Gatherers was one of his last major works before his death. His reputation was firmly established, and his works were highly sought after, often fetching high prices. However, during this time, new artistic movements, such as Impressionism, were beginning to challenge the established norms of art, including Bouguereau's own style. Despite the rise of modernism, Bouguereau's work remained deeply rooted in the traditions of realism and classical beauty, celebrating both the human form and the natural world with unrivaled precision. In a society undergoing rapid industrialization, The Nut Gatherers also reflected a longing for a simpler, more natural existence. The image of the girls collecting nuts in a peaceful forest served as a counterpoint to the emerging urban landscapes of the time. Bouguereau's work, much like that of other realist and academic painters, offered a vision of beauty that was pure, timeless, and in many ways, nostalgic. The Nut Gatherers is housed at the Detroit Institute of Arts, where it continues to be admired by art lovers and scholars alike. The painting remains one of Bouguereau's most beloved works, frequently featured in exhibitions that highlight the beauty and technical mastery of 19th-century French art. Visitors to the museum are often drawn to its quiet elegance, which offers a sense of calm and nostalgia in an increasingly complex world. The painting stands as a testament to Bouguereau's mastery of realism and his ability to evoke a profound emotional response through his art. In both Le Printemps and The Nut Gatherers, William Bouguereau captured the delicate balance between idealized beauty and the simple, yet profound moments of life. Through these works, he invites us to reflect on the cycles of nature, the innocence of youth, and the transient nature of time. As art lovers and critics alike continue to celebrate Bouguereau's incredible talent, these masterpieces remain powerful reminders of the timeless appeal of beauty, nature, and the human experience. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of Bouguereau's art. I hope this exploration has deepened your appreciation for these remarkable works and the genius of the artist behind them.